Hi everyone, I hope you're all doing beautifully well on this sunny day in London. It's kind of been gross recently, but yesterday it was beautiful. Anyway, I'm not going to sit here and talk about the weather. So I will present you today's video, which is my apartment hunt here in London. Before I start, I just want to say that this video is not a tips and tricks and how to rent in London. This is just my experience apartment hunting. I will be making another video telling you guys what to do, what to avoid, etc. with my very minimal but somewhat helpful knowledge about the market. I learned a lot through this process and I'll be sharing everything I learned in another video. These are just the apartments that I saw. You guys can kind of get an idea of what's on the market right now. First, I will start by explaining to you guys my situation. So I'm currently in student res, but I've been wanting to get my own place. To kind of encapsulate it, I wanted to be able to dissociate myself from uni, because in student res I feel like I'm constantly within university, but I kind of wanted my own space. The current London market. So the London market is interesting. It's super competitive. It's kind of crazy and it's kind of really scary and daunting. I will not lie. You have to be on your toes all the time, and if you visit a place that you really like, you gotta snap it up right there and then, because it will go. The time of the year where I was looking for an apartment is also the time where a lot of student contracts in residence end, so they often look for a place to stay for next year. So that's usually around April, May, June, and then it happens again in August, September, October. So those are kind of the periods where the market is really hot, but there's also the best options out there during that time. They just get snapped up really fast. So it really depends what you're looking for. There is an excess demand for apartments, but there are not enough apartments to fulfill all those demands. Therefore, there's a big shortage, which makes the market super competitive. I'll start with the locations I was looking at. So I started pretty narrow. I had to expand my search criteria a little, because staying in an enclosed box is really hard when you're trying to find a place in such a demanding market. Okay, at first I was looking only at East End, and then I realized how competitive it was, and then I had to expand. So I was looking at mostly East End, so Whitechapel, Shoreditch, and then after I expanded to also the West End, so Notting Hill, and then afterwards I also expanded my search criteria to a bit up north, so around King's Cross, Camden, Islington. So basically like all the borders of London. I did not want to be in Kensington, I did not want to be in Shepherd's Bush, I did not want to be in Soho, all that. First of all, because it's unaffordable, and also because those are just not the areas that I find myself going to a lot. As for my budget, my maximum budget that I did not want to go over was £1,600 per month. Please don't get me wrong, this is like a very big budget, and I realized that I should be very grateful, and I am very grateful to have the chance and the opportunity to have that kind of budget and use it towards a nice place to be. As for my must-haves, I was either looking for a studio or a one-bedroom apartment. I really wanted a one-bedroom because I currently live in a studio. I just don't really have a living space. I literally eat dinner on my bed, which is fine. I'm not complaining. It would be nice to move out and find a place where I can have two separates and be able to have a living room and a bedroom. But I also understand that in the market that I was looking in, it was nearly impossible to find nice places to live with one bedrooms, or you find them but they get snapped up really fast by other people. So that's what we were dealing with. I also needed it to be light with direct sunlight, because my room currently only gets sun for 30 minutes during the summer, only in the evening. In the winter I get no sun in my bedroom, and living in a 16 square meter dark box has really took a toll on what's going on up here. So I really needed somewhere light and bright. I really wanted to be south facing, but I was also willing to either get somewhere facing south or west, but definitely not north. I also needed somewhere that was either furnished or part furnished, although I did have to kind of weave that for certain apartments, because some apartments that I really liked did not come with any furniture, but I still really wanted to see them, so I kind of weaved that off. But it was something that really would have made or break a difference if I had one apartment available with furniture and one without. So, and lastly, it had to be close to a tube station. Now for the part that you guys have probably all been waiting for, the actual apartments. So the first apartment that I was looking for was in Bayswater, and it was going for £1,390 per month. It was a studio flat furnished with a full kitchen and recently renovated, so it was very nice. I love how I start with an apartment that was not in my preferred locations, but it was very close to Hyde Park. The apartment itself was very bright. The only thing that I did not really like about this apartment was that the kitchen was in the room, so it kind of felt like you were living in the kitchen. But I was willing to excuse that because the apartment itself was actually very beautiful, nicely lit, beautifully decorated, and I loved the wood theme throughout. Well, I wasn't complaining, to be honest. I really liked this apartment. Unfortunately, immediately after I saw this one, I was told that someone's application was accepted by the landlord, which means I couldn't even put an offer in. So that was a disappointment, but it was also the first one, so I wasn't too mad about it. Apartment number 2 was in Shoreditch, although it was a little bit in the north area of Shoreditch, which means that there was only the northern line close to it, and it was going for $1,500 per month. But I really wanted to see it because it was very well priced and it looked beautiful, and it was a 1-bedroom, so I was like, I need to see this place. The issue with this place, oh my god. So the pictures made it look really bright, but once I went and saw it, it was actually really dark because it was one of those apartments which were like not on the ground floor but like in the basement, and you will get a lot of those in London. That's how the apartments were constructed here. So it was in a basement level, so the windows gave off on the staircase to go down to the apartment, and it got barely any light. And I also did research afterwards, and apparently a lot of these places get mice and they get a lot of bugs because they're within the ground, and they also get a lot of water problems, which I was not at all ready to commit to. Especially for that price, I knew I could get something worth that amount of money, even if it was a studio, but better. So I immediately, when I saw it, I told the agent, no, I'm really not interested. The third place I saw was also in Shoreditch. It's in one of my favorite places. This apartment had been on the market for about a week, which was a little abnormal, especially for the market today, because usually studios and 1-bedrooms go really, really fast. So I was a little skeptical going in. So this apartment was in Shoreditch, like I said. It was going for £1,650 a month. I knew I could get that price down because it was sitting on the market for a long time, and I think it actually still is sitting on the market. This was a studio and it was coming unfurnished except for a desk and a chair. So this apartment was very interesting. So I was planning on seeing it. The current tenant that was in it would not let the agent in for a while. So I waited about a week to see this, which I was kind of not relieved, but I was like, well, that's probably why it's sitting on the market for so long, because the tenant is just complicated. So I saw this place and they just took pictures of it to make it look a certain way and make it look better, but it was actually squishy. The kitchen was also within the room, so I was like, I'm not too sure about this, and the current tenant had left it in a mess. So I just couldn't get a nice feel for it, and there was also a cupboard that was locked and we couldn't access it, and I was like, this is not ringing very well, and it was just, the whole thing was a little skeptical for me. So I was like, I'm not even going to deal with it. And on top of it, it was £15 more a month than I was asking, but I knew I could get it down, but I also didn't want to have to argue if they said no. So yeah. The fourth apartment that I saw was also in Shoreditch, and this apartment was going for £1,625 a month. This was a 1-bed, but it was a loft. Now, this one on the pictures was very interesting, and I mostly went to see it because architecturally I thought it was so cool, and I just wanted to see how I felt about the space. But it was a loft, so you had to go down these like spiral staircases and go up to the bedroom area. However, I did not think about the fact that I am 5'10", and I literally got up there and I was hunched over and I was like, how am I going to make this work? I don't know why I didn't think of it before. When I saw the pictures, I was like, this looks cool, but I did not think about the fact that I am tall. So that was definitely something I was like, The thing that I did like about this apartment was that it was super bright, and I think you could do a really cool design. If you're not 5'10" and you don't mind being hunched over, you could do something really cool about it. Things that I did not like about this apartment was it was a ground floor apartment. It was better than a basement apartment, but for safety reasons and also for mice and bugs. So just wasn't really convinced. And also when I saw it, there were a lot of people waiting to see it. No way I was going to get it for $1,600 a month. I was going to have to put more probably if I wanted this apartment. It was just a no for me. Next apartment. Okay, this apartment was my baby, was the love of my life. This apartment was in Holborn beside King's Cross, and it was going for £1,600 per month. It was a 1-bed, 1-bath, and it was just perfect. When I say perfect, I mean this apartment, it was exactly what I wanted. The apartment itself was just wood flooring throughout. The kitchen was separate. The bathroom was recently renewed. It came part furnished, so I wouldn't have to buy a bed frame or a dresser. It also had these beautiful in-wall cabinets, and oh my god, I'm still in love with this apartment. When I saw this, I was like, this is it. And I had actually gone over. I had put £25 a month more than I was asking when I applied for this place, but they did warn me that they had a lot of interest, so I ended up not getting it, unfortunately. I was so sad, and I remember hoping for a long time because it was a long weekend, and so I didn't hear back for days, and it was just a time of a lot of stress and a lot of hoping, and I did not get it. The next apartment that I saw was in Notting Hill, right beside Hyde Park, and it was going for £1,517 per month. It was a 1-bed, 1-bathroom, but it was like kind of loft style. Again, this one was on the market for a while. I knew I could probably get it down to $1,500 a month, and I was willing to sacrifice my 5'10" self for this place because I did really love the location. The location was prime. When I tell you it's right beside Hyde Park, I mean right beside Hyde Park. It was like in one of those really nice neighborhoods. The problem with this one was that there was actually no real living space. When I did see it, I just couldn't even think of a way to arrange the living room for it to be an actual living space. The couch was literally, you could just sit down, and there was no place to put a TV. There was no place to arrange it in a way to make it cozy, and I just could not see myself living in there. The one thing about this apartment was that there was a terrace. That was like so nice, because to have a balcony in London, my god, on all those sunny days I could just sit out, or I could drink my coffee in the morning. But anyway, I wasn't willing to put an offer in this one because I couldn't see myself in there. Final apartment I saw before I saw the one that I picked was in Kensal Rise. I know, this is a little far from city center. I mean, not too far. The buses take a long time to get there, so there's only overground, and if you know, you know, overground in London is not the way to go. There's so many delays. But the thing about this one was that it was advertised as if it was in Notting Hill. But it was not at all in Notting Hill. I was very disappointed when I got there. It was going for £1,350 a month. It was a 1-bed, 1-bathroom. I loved this place. Recently renewed, so the kitchen and the bathroom was brand new, and it came with everything I needed. All I needed to do was just move in. The kitchen was super bright, and the view in the garden was beautiful. It was on the 2nd floor. It was really, really nice, and if this place was a little closer, or if it was beside a tube station, and I would have rushed for it. But it was falsely advertised. It was just a trap to get people to come see it. I was quite disappointed. Now, I'm gonna show you my baby. The apartment that I got. This was the last apartment that I saw, and I put the offer in, and 2 days later it got accepted. So I didn't see any apartment after this one, and it's really weird how life works out because it's really perfect for my needs. This apartment is in the East End of London, and it was going for £1,500 per month. It was a studio apartment. It was furnished. The kitchen was renewed. And also all bills were included, which was the first apartment that I saw with all bills included. And I was just really excited for this one. The move-in date was exactly when I needed to move in by. It was just, everything was perfect except that the pictures did not do this apartment justice. Hey guys, it's me coming at you, recording from my phone. Just wanted to say that I will not be sharing pictures of my new apartment yet because I want it to be a secret right now, and I'm going to reveal it to you when I move in. But I want to keep the suspense rolling. So just go off by what I'm saying, okay? Just picture it yourself, make a painting, send it to me, all that jazz. Okay, let's go. The pictures made the apartment not seem very bright and made the apartment seem a little groggy, a little dirty, a little, you know. So I kind of took it upon myself and I was like, I'm just gonna see it because it fits everything else except that the pictures aren't it at all, and it was on a street I really liked, and I was like, if this works out, if the pictures aren't at all what the apartment is, then I am shooting straight for it. The apartment is so bright. It is south facing. The furniture is actually very nice. The kitchen is also very nice. It gets a lot of sun. Everything is clean, unlike the pictures. The bathroom is... the tiles have been there for a while. Like, the grout is yellow, and yeah, so when I saw that, I was like, am I going to make this a deal breaker? Because, I mean, everything about the apartment is perfect, apart from the bathroom. And the bathroom itself could be very nice because there's this big, huge window that gives in a lot of light in the bathroom, and I was like, this is very nice. It's just not well maintained and it's not well decorated. It was also below my budget and all bills included, so I was like, there's so many things that are in place, and I knew that I wasn't going to get exactly what I wanted. So I put an offer in and I did a bit of negotiating with the realtor, and I got it. And when I tell you I am so relieved that this was only the second offer that I put in and I got it, I am so relieved. And even though the bathroom isn't that nice, I have ideas, and I'm gonna share all that experience with you guys, and I'm gonna make the bathroom my own, and I have good ideas to make it look nice and to fix the tile situation that I don't really like. We're gonna work with what we got. Anyway, that's all. Please stay updated. I will be posting a video on tips and tricks for apartment hunting in London, and I will be documenting the whole moving out series and the whole decorating and the whole remaking of my bathroom situation. I'm very excited to share all that, but I really hope you guys enjoyed, and let me know if you guys want to see anything or if you have any questions. And yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I will speak to you very soon. Bye!